He's walked through storms, unshaken, unbowed. Through trials and verdicts, still standing proud. A titan in the tempest, against the raging crowd. He's got a vision for the future, gonna shout it aloud. Changing the wind, it's coming fast. A new foundation built to last. Cryptocurrency's the key, make the big switch. Power to the people, time to teach the rich. Legal battles can't hold him, he's moving on. With plans so bold, from dusk till dawn. He's rewriting the rules, a new dawn's day. From the hands of the few to the people's way. Say goodbye to all chains, embrace the new. A financial revolution, fair and true. For the workers, the dreamers, side by side. In Trump's new era, let freedom rise. Changing the wind, it's coming fast. A new foundation built to last. Cryptocurrency's the key, make the big switch. Power to the people.
Time to ditch the rich. What's up, everybody? Yes, no, I was definitely jamming along to the music as well today. Thank you guys so much for joining me on the Crazy Kryptonite channel on Trump Day. Thank you so very much. And I hope everyone's having a wonderful day today. Despite all the craziness going on in the world, we can always have some fun. And so what's up, Mile High Trish? Happy Trump Day to all. Absolutely. We're going to change it from Hump Day to Trump Day, one person at a time. Thank you so much for joining, Trish. And what's up, Gary7? Thank you for joining, and a happy early birthday. That is awesome news to hear that you're going to be having a birthday tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining and for being here all the time. It is much appreciated. And I know I will be excited about it. And I'm certain that we'll have a toast on Whiskey and Wisdom later today to celebrate your special day. And so thank you. What's up, Kukla? Thank you as always for being here and for keeping everything organized. You are a saint. All right. What's up, Captain Spiffy? Hope you're having a wonderful one. And Captain Spiffy, number 4 on the like button. I appreciate it. All right. What's up, Flying Squirrel 89? Hope you're having a good one as well. And Linda Hearn, an excellent gal, saying good afternoon. There are 2 cats in the thumbnail. Hoping that's a good sign for the O and the A. It is too funny how things are done in the romance languages when it comes to gender. And Valentino and Valentina, I will have an update. Not as much information as I hoped for, but so far, all good information. And so I've gotten 2/3 of the tests back today at this point in time. And so far, flying colors at the moment. Flying colors in terms of the first 2 tests. The third test, the vet had a little bit of an issue in terms of, well, I had an issue, they had an issue. I'm not blaming anyone for this. Most of the veterinarians in Puerto Rico speak only Spanish. And so apparently I had a little bit of a miscommunication with their assistant. And so one test, the results I'm not going to get today. I was expecting to get them for the PCR test for her blood work. I'm not going to get those today, but I did get the results for 2 other ones. And so I do have some news to share in regards to the kitty cats, and it's all positive. So we will still be waiting for the last one, but I've got some positive news to share. And so thank you so much for joining, excellent gal. And I am happy to be able to share the quality news. Oh, what's up, crazy Chester? Hope you're having a wonderful one. And exactly, I guess I'm focused too much on work. When can I quit? Crazy Chester, I've got the same question and I keep waiting for an answer. And so, patience being the only virtue that does not require you to do a thing, I imagine that would be the sentiment. That would be the trait to try to embody at the moment. But I know I'm darn sure ready to be done being patient. That was a fun one from the AI. That guy's eyes are crazy. What's up, Neil Brooks? I hope things are going great in Graham, North Carolina, and I hope you're having a wonderful one, man. Hopefully, it's not as hot as it is down here today. I know, though, too much experience with Carolina summers. I know that it is not going to be that cool today. Never. July and August in the Carolinas, whew, it's hot, it's humid, it's muggy. It's not the most fun to be outside. But I hope you're having a quality Trump day. All right, guys. What's up, Mary Jones? And Gary7 from the thumbnail. Can we call it a cat call? Unfortunately, it's 2024. We're not allowed to use the phrase cat calling anymore. So unfortunately, we're just not allowed. Nobody's allowed to do anything of that nature anymore. Maybe we can get into cat calling over on Whiskey and Wisdom later. And yes, guys, please do. As Kukla says, please hit the thumbs up if you do feel like supporting the channel. It definitely helps out. I am trying to catch up. Oh, what's up? Oh, David. What's up, David? Thank you so much for the apple, as always, man. I hope you're having a great Trump day also. And Musical Lady, what's up, everyone? Thank you so much for joining. And I know you were enjoying the tweet just a little bit earlier from me doing a little bit of deep diving on some of the craziness that came out over the weekend from some of the leftist or globalist media. And definitely thank you, Musical Lady, for helping to get that pushed out there so more people can see the delusion and the craziness that has been going on in the past couple of days. It's been very distracting for me. I know in terms of being able to keep up with everything else that's going on, I've been very focused on the politics and on trying to document the amount of information that is either complete misinformation or the amount of different stories, articles, statements, tweets that are being deleted by so many different people on the left. I have spent way too much time the past couple of days trying to make certain that those things are never forgotten and that they can never remove them from the public sentiment. And so thank you for helping to push that tweet out earlier. And also, I've got a lot more that I tracked down and made certain they weren't able to delete. And so thank you so much and welcome to the stream. Oh, thank you, Kukla. I did get a haircut. Excellent gal. You can send that song to Trump. He might add it to his campaign. Actually, excellent gal. I actually heard from a few different people that some of my songs have been getting played on a few different channels recently. Just portions of them. And yes, I do want to send that along. Excellent gal. And I also think that we need to make a new one since the events of the weekend. Not only has he stood by us for so long, not only Has he accepted the vitriol, the lies? He's accepted the defamation of his character. He's stood up and he's defended so many of us for so long. And of course, I'm talking about Trump as I'm saying this. And now he has not only stood up for us for so long, given up so much for us, he has also literally taken a bullet for us. We have far more of an obligation to him, I think, than we ever even had before. And as a matter of fact, I had been sitting around with this one, and of course, I know that all I'm gonna do is just welcome the censorship upon myself by putting it on. But I feel like that all of us as Americans need to spend far more time representing the fact that he was willing to take a bullet for us. Are we not willing to have people be a bit angry at us because of the things that our hat, our shirt, or whatever says? Ultimately, he was willing to pay a very, very close to ultimate sacrifice for us. I think we all need to be representing far more than usual during these times. And yes, thank you, Kukla, for making certain that was included. The content in this podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes alone and is not intended to provide financial or legal advice in any form or fashion. Please consult with a financial or legal professional before making any major decisions. Thank you, Kukla, for ensuring I get that one in. It is very important and I appreciate it. What's up, Savvy and Ray? Oh, and Landshark 24. Hi, Zester from the Berg. Welcome, Landshark. What's up, Danny? And exactly what Danny Morgan says. What day is it? What day is it? It's Trump Day. That's all I know. It is Trump Day. That's all I know. Otherwise, the rest of the dates and everything else, the week has blended into itself with all the research, all the worry, and everything else going on. It's not Hump Day, it's Trump Day. All right, guys, I'm going to keep rolling on through because looking at the time, I do need to jump into all the news. I do need to jump into all of them. So let's see who else, though. What's up, A Joyful Voice and NM Hiker? And welcome, Michelle Newth. Oh, Flying Squirrel, I just really like your profile photo. I'm a big fan of it. I like how he even has the aviator goggles on there and all of that. That is awesome. And so let's try to catch on up, get a few more hellos in there. What's up, Bear and Patricia? Thank you, guys. And Patty Berry and Arlene. Thank you all so much for joining. Ray Richmond, I miss North Carolina, sitting under the pier, watching the college kids doing photo shoots in the shade. Oh, Ray, it's North Carolina and South Carolina are beautiful, beautiful, beautiful parts of the country. Beautiful. I definitely miss them. I don't miss them during the summer, and I don't miss them during the during pollen season, but I love where I came from. George Vukovic, Rumble ? Absolutely, George. Something is going on with Rumble. I have tried. I spent the vast majority of the past 30 minutes before the show started actually trying to figure out how I was going to get Rumble to work. Something is going on. Something is going on over there. And so I am absolutely sorry if Rumble is not working this evening. I was talking with Pops, trying to get that figured out because, of course, we want to make certain that we've got it. All right, though. Let's go ahead and jump in to the news today, guys. All right. So, of course, looking at our markets at the moment, we're seeing the post-Trump boom continue. So at this point in time, we're seeing Bitcoin sitting at 64,278. It is holding strong. But what are we really interested in? XRP, compliments of Trump's survival. And really, there is no other information to point to and say that XRP is booming for anything other than that. I can't find anything. They didn't make any major announcements that should influence their price to this degree, but they have. And so XRP is up a whopping 42.6% in the past 7 days, 7.5% in the past 24 hours, 1.2% just in the past hour, and is currently sitting at 62 cents. And so XRP is seeing a major boom at the moment. I know that there is apparently some big information that's supposed to be coming out from them very soon. But otherwise, when we're looking at the crypto markets, we're seeing one big winner right there in XRP. A massive, massive increase over everyone else. And if anything more than that, it's proving that it is absolutely outside of the influence of the other cryptocurrencies. When we come over to Stellar, we're not seeing the same kind of increase. Things aren't going poorly, but they're definitely not going the same way that they are for XRP. 7 days, up a quarter, 25% in a matter of 7 days. Still extremely, extremely impressive. And I do think that there is a pretty clear indication here that something is going on. XRP up 42.4, Bitcoin 11.9. And then as we continue along our way, we're seeing only very certain cryptos having the same kind of success that Bitcoin and really XRP are having. Stellar at 25.3%. So very, very happy for everybody that is currently holding their XRP. I imagine it's been a quality day. And of course, there's a lot that we can kind of extrapolate this from. All right, so why are we seeing XRP without other news, without other big information coming out, having this kind of price increase? We're seeing more positivity around Trump and the impending election of Trump, because nowadays I don't really think we should call it an election. And something very important to point out there, though, guys, is that just because Trump is going to win the election, do not in any way start to get lazy on telling people and making certain that you get out to vote. We're going to win if we all show up. And if we all keep spreading the news and keep spreading the truth to everyone, we will win. And so while I'm saying that the markets are acting this way because it's already going to happen, keep in mind we serve a purpose in that entire process. And so it seems as if, though, the absolute guarantee that Trump is going to win the election seems to be benefiting XRP more than the rest. Of course, crypto on the whole is happy about the news, but XRP and XLM happen to be a bit happier. And so everybody can take from that whatever they so choose. I think it's a pretty clear indication from the communities that own these cryptos that the XRP community is more excited about the fact that Trump is a guarantee than the Bitcoin community is excited about it. Or people that have a lot of power, a lot of money, and a lot of sway are doubling down, and they're buying a lot of Ripple. We're going to have to see if this price increase continues. I know it's making me very, very happy because I've purchased a lot of XRP while it's been sitting around the 40 cents, 50 cents range. And so for me, of course, I'm feeling very excited about it. I did see that comment, the Fearless Floyd show, until XRP hits 128 again, we can be whole. Exactly. I know for many folks, the prices were, You bought in at a higher value. It's still a waiting game for folks that bought into XRP at higher values. And so I know that right now I'm particularly excited, but I have to imagine that it's very reinforcing information for those that are sitting at a higher buy-in price. And we know in the long run that Ripple is going to be worth far more than 60 some cents. So I am not, I haven't even thought about the idea of selling a single one just because I'm up 20%. That's not what I'm looking for here. I'm looking to be up far more than that. All right, though, let's jump in to our articles for the day. And so for everybody that's been keeping up with the Crazy Cryptonaut updates on the Mt. Gox situation, over 36% of the Bitcoin has been distributed to creditors, but wells keep accumulating. And so despite the fact that 36% of around $9 billion worth of Bitcoin has been distributed, we have not been seeing the Bitcoin holders selling at mass rates. And so it seems as if it was absolutely a matter of hysteria, where a lot of different people chose to go ahead and sell because the Mt. Gox news was going to come out, because the distributions were starting to occur. We've seen 36% of all creditors paid in full in regards to what they're owed or what they're receiving. And yet we are continuing to see the market now not really feeling that downward pressure. I would be curious. I wonder if we are not only able to have been far higher than our 64,000 if it weren't for the Mt. Gox releases. But of course, that's something that we're not going to know until it's too late, until we can go back and we can look through the wreckage. We can look through and do some forensics. We're not going to be able to see whether the Mt. Gox creditors are selling or not. We're just not going to be able to compile that information this quickly. In the future, we'll probably end up with an answer. Right now, it seems as if it was more a matter of mass hysteria, and there really was not a fear of the Mt. Gox guys all selling out their Bitcoin. But we'll see. We're only at 36% of the Mt. Gox Bitcoin having been distributed. For those that have not been keeping up with that story, Mt. Gox was an exchange that ended up getting hacked back in, I believe, 2014. And during that time, it had massive amounts of Bitcoin held on it. Mainly, Bitcoin was the only cryptocurrency. And so Mt. Gox had what is valued today at many, 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 many billions of dollars of Bitcoin. People had their Bitcoin stolen back in 2014, and they are just now receiving it 10 years later. They've been millionaires on the books for a very, very long time, and now they're suddenly achieving that wealth. And it's a very, very interesting psychological example of what occurs to people who have known they've had a lot of money for a very long time but haven't had access to it. What do they do when they suddenly have access? It seems like right now where we're seeing a lot of positivity from them. I think that, in all honesty, it's more of the retail style, or I mean, I shouldn't say retail. It's more of the institutional style investors that were scared of them selling, because the institutional investors are trained on greed. Greed is the way they operate. That's the most important part of their business. That's what they do. It's how they put bacon on the table. And so I think they made an assumption that a lot of these guys, a lot of these people that had been waiting to receive their pay were actually not all of that greedy, and even the slightest. And so this is an interesting one, because this is a great example for everybody that is looking towards a big payout coming in the future. We have the example of the lottery. Exactly, George. Don't be a lottery idiot and lose it all in less than 12 months. We have that example. We know that when it comes to lottery winners, they tend to lose their money in a matter of just a couple of years. They're bankrupt. And this is not just a small percentage. This is over 90% of lottery winners end up losing everything they had. And it really comes down to a fact that they're not financially educated on how to deal with that kind of wealth. And see, for me, this is a great example of that occurring in a matter where people knew that they were worth that money the whole time. They've had 10 years to prepare for what they're going to do when they receive that wealth. And I would hope that if you had 10 years to get that education and to be prepared, that it would not be a general worry about what they would do with their money. But we're seeing it happen in real time. This is absolutely a progressing story. Oh, Kukla, Zester looks so young with a hat on. Zester, you sure you're only 31? LOL. Do I look that much younger with a hat on? Oh, wow. Yeah, I do even look younger than I normally do. I mean, I don't know. I'll take the blessings where I can get them. I will take the blessings. Zester looks like a high schooler. Hey, I'm pretty certain, Kukla, that I am only 31 years old. I'm pretty certain. If not, I have some questions. You can quiz Pops on that one during Whiskey and Wisdom. All right, and so we had covered this story before. The German government started liquidizing their Bitcoin last week. This was Bitcoin that had been seized from criminal investigations, things of that nature. And it seems as if, according to Arkham, and Arkham is a major player in the crypto space in terms of tracking wallets. We've utilized Arkham before, actually, when we were looking at things like, Donald Trump's Bitcoin holdings, things of that nature. And so it seems as if the German government was merely trying to get as much money out as fast as possible. Why? Well, that's a great question. And I think that we could definitely go down conspiracy routes, or we could make assumptions in regards to why Germany is so cash strapped at the moment. I would think that if I were a gambling man, I'd probably place a little bit of a bet on the fact that they're trying to take care with their social services of millions and millions of people that their previous chancellor decided to let into the country. But immigration and all that kind of gets into a whole other topic. But if I were a gambling man, I have a feeling that the German government needs that money so quickly because they got a lot of holes to plug because they're trying to take care of a lot. All right, jumping to the next one. Grayscale launches a new decentralized AI fund. This is an interesting one because this basket, and so the fund is only for accredited investors, which that's their nice way of saying that you and I are not invited. But it includes native tokens from BitTensor, Filecoin, Livepeer, Near, and Render. And so Grayscale is actually launching a fund that is not focused on the big boys. It's not focused on Bitcoin or Ethereum. It's focused on a larger basket of what are considered altcoins. And that's what makes it a somewhat interesting shift for them. And of course, the fact that it's also going to be controlled by an artificial intelligence, that seems to be quite the trend at the moment. Quite the trend in that we are seeing essentially everything moving over to AI. And as a matter of fact, we're going to go into that right here at the end on one of our last articles because we've got a decent amount of AI news to go through today. Bitcoin's bullseye. 70K amid Donald Trump's rising chances of returning as president. This is something where I could have picked out 100 articles that all had essentially the same title. Universally, it seems as if the crypto community and crypto markets are at this point now going ahead and making an assumption that Donald Trump is going to win the election. And that is leading a lot of investors to start to get even more bullish about where crypto is going. Now, we should all probably be somewhat hesitant to just go ahead and throw everything in and make an assumption that it's going to happen that way. But it seems as if people are putting many, many, many millions, honestly, billions of dollars on the line under the assumption that Donald Trump is going to win. And that, to me, is a far greater indication of where the markets are going and where the election is going than just some guy out there spewing his opinions. Ultimately, if you're willing to put your money behind something, it means you truly believe in it. And so this is one where I literally had 100 different articles that all had essentially the same exact title. The crypto market is booming because Donald Trump is going to win the presidency. And so take all of these things with a grain of salt. Remember, very, very often, people buy the rumors and sell the news. And in this case, I would say people are buying the rumor and they're selling news until we get to that final moment and we know that it is a done deal. We should probably not be making bold predictions and we should just keep our head down, keep to the grind, and in doing so, make certain that we are the actual shepherds of our own future. Ultimately, we're going to have to be the ones that show up, vote, and make this thing happen. So let's focus on that thing first. All right. Excellent cow. Sester, you look hot. I'm just going to quit reading there. Excellent cow. Thank you so much. No. It is. I actually do not have air conditioning at the moment. Compliments of the power grid. And so I'm working with a fan as we do this stream today. And last laugh, don't look old enough to be on whiskey and wisdom. Well, I like to keep everybody on their toes. It would be too funny if we ended up getting a strike or getting pulled down because the YouTube censors decided that we had someone too young on a stream about drinking. That would be hilarious. I can confirm I am definitely about to be 32 years old. Unfortunately or fortunately, I don't know how you're supposed to look at that one, but I'm not worried about it in terms of the next age. All I do is gain more wisdom. I gain more wisdom. Neil Brooks, Zester, where did the super stickers go? Well, Neil, apparently I said something on Monday that I wasn't supposed to. I'm still not certain what I said, and my channel is not in trouble. I don't have any strikes or anything of that nature. But since Monday, I no longer am receiving advertisements. And so I hope that means that no one in the community is having to watch an ad throughout this stream. If you are having to watch an ad, please let me know because you shouldn't be. According to YouTube, I am not fit for advertisements at the moment. They did not give me a reason. I have a feeling that it will go away, but that some kind of system triggered on me for something that was said on the Monday stream. And so I received an email saying that that I would not have advertisements at the moment. And of course, guys, keep in mind those ads that are run by YouTube and things of that nature, I have no control over those no matter what. But apparently they're not coming out for a minute. Joy, no ads yet. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad that there have not been any. At least they're not putting those in for absolutely no reason. I am not certain what I said. They gave me no explanation. They just said that I didn't have ads. And in all honesty, it doesn't add up really to anything, and so I wasn't all that worried about it. But I was just curious. I'd like to know what part of me talking about JD Vance was considered to be unacceptable. Maybe I was too complimentary of Donald Trump. Maybe I used a wrong word. I'm not certain, but hopefully you're not seeing any ads tonight. I will get that one figured out as soon as I can. I have no doubt that it will change. Oh, okay. Yeah. Let me get a studio link over to him then, because I was not looking at my phone. Thank you, Kukla. And so I think we're going to have a guest jumping in here in just a second. But until then, we will jump on to our next articles, because I do kind of want to focus a little bit on AI today, and just show you a very, very odd thing that is starting to occur. All right. And of course, here, guys, Anthony Scaramucci is not exactly my favorite fella in the world, but occasionally he has something correct to say. And so I give credit where credit is due. Democrats have made a horrific mistake on crypto, says Skybridge Capital's Anthony Scaramucci. Former White House communication director under President Trump spoke in an exclusive interview with CoinDesk's Jennifer Sanasi. And this was directly in correlation with the Democratic Party continuing to hammer down on central bank digital currencies, continuing to hammer down on the fact that they're not trying to actually create a regulatory framework for the crypto industry inside of the United States, which it's holding us back as a nation. I cannot tell you the amount of different uses, applications for blockchain technology that I, or people that I've worked with, that I've talked to, that I know have come up with, and have not been brought to market, not been brought to reality, because it's not legal to do it inside of the United States, or it's not that it's illegal, it's in a gray area. And we have been living in fear to do these things, to bring advancements. We have so many advantages that blockchain technology could bring to the American people, and we could be the folks that are the innovators, that own that original technology. We could be benefiting from it being utilized globally, but we're not, because of our government's actions, and specifically the Democratic Party's actions. And I would really say, until recently, I would say the Republican Party's inaction and the Democratic Party's action is what was holding us back. Now we've got a Republican Party that is ready to be a part of this innovation, that's ready to make it happen. And we've got a Democratic Party that is stuck back, and the idea that they're somehow going to convince us to take on these CBDCs. All right. Let's see though. I have got an original Mark Z in the background, but I don't have any video for him, and so I'm not certain if I should bring him up. There we are. I'm going to go ahead and bring him up now. What's up, Pops?
Just to speak on your issue with the monetization, etc. Probably because of your social media, maybe because of your subject matter, probably because you have so many people from my community and yours. But your last few podcasts, I have been in your chat. Nobody has seen my messages at all. So I started screenshotting today when I chat, original Mark Z, and had Kukla looking to see if my chat came up. Now, we've had this going on for probably 2 years with certain people that can't. We also had a very large channel removed overnight last night, dug in exile. No warnings, no strikes, no nothing. They took the gloves off this week.
Mm-hmm.
Be prepared not to be able to find us. May have to take these things straight to X.
Yeah, I would be. And also with Rumble having problems on the same day, it makes me even more curious whether they're not trying to attack Rumble while at the same time pulling the strings they have in Alphabet Incorporated in order to get us taken off of YouTube, while also having all of their other people that are off the books attacking Rumble, because I am extremely confused about why Rumble's not working today.
Oh man, I've not had a single person added in probably a month to my subscriber list. The chance of that is non-existent. Mile High Trish, I haven't seen you in chat in forever. I've had a few people that disappear. I see a number of people here making those same comments. Yeah, I don't show in your chat. Last laugh. Yeah, don't show either. My personal opinion, it is a concerted, algorithmic effort by the coders to shut us up. But they don't want to completely remove us unless we're too big and people look for us and they're not subscribers. They would rather leave us in our echo box so that we don't catch on to it. It's like convincing the goldfish that that fish bowl is the ocean.
I think that that's absolutely their biggest weapon is giving us the ability to go out and talk and to share the news, and for you to go out there and you share the news that you find, and you find these things that are important, and they are giving us the impression that it's being shared outside of us. But in all honesty, all we're doing and all they're allowing us to do is scream into a bubble. And if someone's not already essentially been typecasted as a member of the truther or the conservative movement, then they're never showed anything we talk about.
Guys, we're singing to the choir in here because they have closed the church doors. And then George just saying we need to get your website so they know where to find you. Don't worry on that one. We'll keep it posted on mine if something like that happens. But it's going to be an interesting time in American history, guys, or in world history. This is not just America. I know I say American history, everything's U.S. centric, but this is a worldwide phenomenon. It's happening to influencers all over the planet, podcast, whatever you guys call us. I don't know what the latest is. Just thought I'd point that out. Did not mean to hijack your stream, but if you're looking for where your monetization, this is their attempt to shut you up. You're worse than me because you sometime drop truther type comments. You're wearing that hat and you're talking about crypto, the kryptonite for central banks, that and gold and ledger base or blockchain ledger is the kryptonite for central banks. They poop their britches. They stay up late at night, missing sleep, trying to figure out how to deal with the two. All right, that was enough. I don't mean to hijack. I'll go back to lurking.
No. Thank you, Pops. Thank you, Pops, for jumping in for that one, because it is. It's happening. It's happening. And so that's also why I felt so comfortable in terms of this one, being a little bit more offensive throughout, because ultimately, if they're going to go ahead and tell me that I deserve to be in timeout, I might as well earn it. And yes, guys, I'm seeing the comments. NM Hiker not communicating with my favorite peeps. Now that scares me. Making certain that we're not able to share information. That's no different than why the lockdowns were so important. That disconnection between us and our neighbors, that inability to interact with quote unquote your tribe or whatever other term could be thrown out there in terms of referencing a community that shares similar values and similar beliefs. Disconnecting you from that is an extremely powerful tool, because if they manage to disconnect you from the other folks that are out there that share the same beliefs and that are fighting for a better America and a better world, then they're going to have a much easier time convincing you of the MSNBC, the CNN, the even the Fox at times. They're garbage. It's much easier if you do not have folks to go out there to and be able to actually double check and reference the information. They know what they're doing. And Gary Seven, it sounds like a conspiracy theory. It sounds like one, because essentially, I guess it is one. But the thing is, nowadays, our conspiracy theories are all coming out to be true. I was a conspiracy theorist in 2020 on a vast majority of issues. And now I think anyone that's willing to go through with a rational or logical brain would look at the things now and say, well, you were right. So was I a conspiracy theorist back in 2020, or was I just trying to convince people of something that they didn't want to hear at the moment? I think that conspiracy theorist is another term that's just kind of thrown around in order to diminish beliefs. And so, yes, Gary, I am a conspiracy theorist, and I know that you are as well. And so we're on the same team in that one. Conspiracy theorists together until the future proves that we weren't wrong in the first place. All right. Yeah, Gigi, TikTok shut me down because of some of my posters today. Yeah. Yep. It's absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. And yeah, musically earn it like a badge of honor, losing the super chats. It is. It's a badge of honor. I must have said something too true or said something that they decided for the day wasn't acceptable. But let's jump back in. We only have a few more articles. And Kukla, yes, absolutely. I think this is an important one, guys. Mods are not to blame. That is something I think the whole community, and especially over on the full original Mark Z community, needs to be keeping in mind, is that the original Mark Z does not show up on his own son's show's chat. It is not because he is banned, blocked, or any moderator has ever done anything. But if we cannot see the original Mark Z chatting in our comment section, it makes a lot of sense why a random person would occasionally just get thrown out. And it's not the mods doing it. It's not the mods that are going in and making it to where your messages are not seen. If they're willing to do it to a channel with 100,000 plus subscribers, they're not going to worry about doing it to any other channel. And of course, Kukla, I know, no, Kukla, no, I did not block Mark. Of course not. And so that's what makes it such an excellent reference to those that have been put into the same place where, yeah, you've been shadow banned. Unfortunately, we're not able to go in and fix those all the time. But let's jump to our next article. Of course, and I included this one because of course why, the kitty cat. But Samsung's new image generating AI tool is a little too good. And so this is an AI generated cat. He reminded me of Mr. Valentino. And so I started with this one, but what I really wanted to jump into is actually nothing more than a Google search. And the reason being is I want people to just pay attention to the industries. And so, of course, these are kind of silly. But as we continue to go through, we have a change inside of the dating apps. Dating apps are going to start utilizing AI in order to decide who you're supposed to be with. AI is going to be in charge of your data. AI is going to be in charge of your weather forecasts. Here we have an AI appreciation day. AI is going to be in charge of your workplace productivity. And I thought this was something for people to kind of notice, not so much that we're looking at a specific article, but that we're looking at the fact that it's not just one thing. It's everything from, is an image going to be an AI? Is your data going to be protected by AI? Is your dating going to be essentially done by AI? And then at some point, we're going to have to worry about AI being in charge of telling us whether a hurricane is going to show up or not. This beast is growing. Savvy, as you're saying, of course, I'm watching the beast grow. When it comes to AI, this beast is growing, and it's growing fast, and it's spreading to every different industry. It's not just going to be the AI images and these different fake videos that are coming out there. And I know that, we're starting to experience those as a community. Dr. Kia was one that I think was a big wake up call for many people seeing something like that occur. And it's going to only get more and more convincing. It's not just going to be an image or a video. It's going to be the dating application. It's going to be whether you're safe in your house during a hurricane or an earthquake. It's going to be whether your personal data is being utilized to train the artificial intelligence. It will be your manager at work, because whenever they start to talk about workplace productivity with an AI, what they're saying is they're saying your manager is going to turn into an AI. They're only going to eventually keep the people that they can't make an artificial intelligence do at this point in time. And it's very, very easy to take the managers and the vast majority of the executive in the terms of a corporation and automate them. Why would I have some guy with his degree from Wharton or Harvard making the decisions? I'll have an AI that has the knowledge of every graduate ever make the decisions about what we should be doing as a company. It's only going to continue. It's only going to get more extreme. And so, of course, guys, these articles will be shared in the Discord. Tech executives confident in AI skills. And this one is 85% of UK executives, and I assume this is probably pretty close to everyone else, feel as if they're ready to adapt to AI. And when they say they're ready to adapt to AI, that means that the vast majority of executives in the technology industry are ready to lay off over half of their employees. That is what they're actually saying. If 85% of tech executives feel as if they've gotten a grasp on what AI can do, what they mean is that they are getting very, very close to the point where they can get rid of the vast majority of their workforce. That's reading between the lines, but that's the logical next step. If you are feeling confident that AI is capable of handling it, the next thing you're going to do is remove the humans that are holding the AI back. That's a future that we're going to have to continue to get ready to deal with, and that we're going to have to be ready to fight against, while at the same time understanding that we need AI. We need AI. AI could be the solution to so many problems that we are suffering from, but it could also be the creator of tons and tons of new, different ways to suffer in the future. It's a catch-22. It's a double-edged sword. And it's something that we have to be aware of. And so, guys, with all of that, we've gone through all of our articles for the day. I know for those that are interested in terms of the cats, we're going to do a little cat update at the moment. And so for those that aren't, I will see you again over on Whiskey and Wisdom. And I would also point out that a very, very interesting article is going to be discussed on the evening news. A very, very interesting article is going to be discussed on the evening news that I pulled up and that you can find on the Crazy Kryptonite on Twitter or the original Mark Z on Twitter. I would definitely go check out that article. I pulled it from the Wayback Machine in order to make certain that Forbes could not get away with saying things like this without being held responsible. And so, with all of that covered, we're going to do kitty talk. And so we are going to get to see the kitty cats tonight. And a matter of fact, we'll get our Tina. And so we do have, of course, our little lady Tina, who loves her box absolutely so much. And our little lady Tina got done with some tests today. And our little lady Tina is in, well, and I will preface this. Our little lady Tina does still have FIV antibodies, but she had her full blood work done today, and she is perfectly healthy. Matter of fact, I can't really get the camera to go through on her blood test work, but she did not have a single level outside of the healthy range. We have got a very, very healthy Tina. And so the food, the care, the supplements, they are working. Ultimately, we are not going to get the information on whether she was born with it or whether she can be around Tino until a few more days. This was because of a miscommunication on how long it took to get some of the tests done. Probably a mistranslation on my part of theirs, not blaming the vet at all on that one. I am still learning when it comes to Spanish. And so we are looking, though, at if she is still positive, well, she's perfectly healthy on all levels. I mean, she did not have a single anything in terms of her physical health outside of the parameters of a perfectly healthy cat. So, very, very good news. She is extremely healthy. And all we are waiting on now is to find out whether she is contagious. At this point in time, we are waiting to find out. That brings me to the second good news. Tino was retested, and Tino is negative. Tino does not have FIV. And so she did not at any point while they were together infect him in any form or fashion. He doesn't have the antibodies. He doesn't have it. He is fine. And so Tino is perfectly fine. Tina is extremely healthy. And now all we are waiting on is to find out whether Tina was born with FIV, in which case she would have the antibodies, but she would not have the underlying illness, or if she contracted it while she was running around, things of that nature, in which case she would still be contagious. So we only have one more test to get. So far, we are 2 for 2 at the moment. 2 for 2. Good news at the moment. She is perfectly healthy. She has absolutely no worries in terms of her physical health at the moment in any form or fashion. Tino is negative. We are still waiting to find out whether Tina just has the antibodies because her body is ready to fight the virus, or because she has the virus. That is the only question we have left to find out. And so I am feeling particularly positive at the moment, but we will have to see. We will have to see. We still have one more. We need one more box to get checked. We need one more box to get checked. And then my life and their kitties' lives can go back to normalcy. And I know how much they would appreciate that. And so I hope everyone else is excited as I am for the good news we've received so far. And also, I would hope and I will continue to be praying for the last test to come out with the same answer. With the same answer. And so the latest I will find out, according to the lab, will be next Wednesday. That would be the latest. Hopefully, I will find out much, much sooner. And so that is our current end. That's the maximum time that the lab can take would be next Wednesday. I'm hoping to get that answer far sooner because I am so done with trying to keep these cats separate. It has been horrible for Valentino because he is a needy boy and he needs more time. So, great news up to this point, and I'm looking forward to what we find out very, very soon. And so thank you guys all so much for tuning in, for getting the news, for getting the update on the kitty cats, and for everything you do to help out the community and to help to spread this information. And so for those that are interested in that article that I pulled up on Twitter and that I found from the Wayback Machine, I'm going to post that link in the chat. That's in regards to a article that Forbes put out right after the attempt on Trump's life, and then they immediately tried to delete in order to stop the backlash. I don't think it's acceptable for them to get away with saying things like they do in that article. And so I went back and I scrounged it up utilizing archived internet sources in order to secure the article and its truth. And so I hope everyone will check that out. And if anything, I just want to make certain that that news does not disappear. Forbes deserves a lot of crap for that article, and it is not acceptable that they would think they could delete it and get away with it. So that link is inside of the chat, and I'm certain I'll be talking about it later as well. I know that Pops will be talking about that article and doing a deep dive on the 7 p.m. show. And so thank you guys. I love you. Have an absolutely wonderful rest of your Trump day, and I hope to see you on Whiskey and Wisdom later. Peace, y'all.